Who is it? Vinny!
Hey, dude, are you there?
Hey, what's up, my
I'm here,
brother?
man.
How are you,
Dude,
man?
I don't have a scary story, man. I was like, I'm gonna have pretty much a heart attack. I'm like having a heart attack, but I can't scream or anything. Basically, laying on the floor, panicking.
Oh!
No, you weren't. You built the place. I haven't seen the Hopi in thousands of years. Don't make fun of my people. Period.
Sorry,
I'll
Brandon.
pull out your ass and cut you up into little bitty bits.
Book page down because people said Richie from Boston's gay. He's gay. I'm gay. I'm a gay man.
And I mean, yeah, I mean, you can prosecute me for that if you like.
No, it's not why I'm doing that. I'm just saying there's a lot of...
That is what you did. Bigelow started buying websites, including one in British Columbia, Canada. So all of a sudden, this kind of triggered Brian Vike.
Welcome back to Third Phase of the Moon. Blake Cousins here. We've got a special report for you. We've got a few UFO videos that we want to share with you.
Welcome back, everybody. Blake Cousins, along with Orlando Smith and Brent Cousins, we're going to be going over incredible imagery.
Third phase of the moon. Third phase of the moon.
10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh yeah.
All right. It's GUFON tonight. It's Tuesday, August 27th, in the year of our Lord Sitch, which is 2024. Hello, GUFOnians. Good evening, good day, or good afternoon, depending on where you're at. This is a GUFON presentation of GUFON. So here we go. Today marks the 1,000th, 2,000? Hold on. Is it the 3,000th show? That can't be right. I'll get back to you on that. 2,500, I thought. 2,500 shows I think I've done. No? Not true? All right, we'll get back to that tonight. Hey, we've got issues like you never thought. Hey, Dorothy, I see. A $2 super chat right at the beginning of the show. We are also getting thunderstorms at the moment, so if the lights should detach themselves from the universe that is inside this studio, we'll be back as soon as we can, if that happens. But I don't know. It's thundering constantly. Obviously, the sun has not set. I mean, it's getting closer. They said storms possible after 7. It's after 7. So thank you, Dorothy, for throwing down a $2 super chat to start off the show. You know, yesterday we almost had 0 for the first time ever in the history of the show. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I didn't think it would ever happen. But what are you going to do? You know, it's the times we live in. Thank you, Biden. Thank you, Harris. Everybody's feeling it. Thanks, Dorothy. It's true, though. I appreciate you guys coming here tonight to hang out. What are we talking about, Dorothy? Dorothy's a continuing supporter. It's a super dono, by the way. It's a donation with no message. It's a dono. It means love, all right? It's pure love. What? Who? Foghorn Leghorn? Foghorn Leghorn throw down something? I thought I heard something go up. What is this? Here it is. Well, thank you very much. You know? It's a $5 super dono. It's a donation with no message or emoji. It's pure love. It's how we say giddy up. I love you, man. Right back at you, Slick. Thank you, Foghorn Leghorn. A continuing supporter of GUFON for a long time. All right. Well, tonight, thank you for that. You can continue to support the show any way you can that way with the Super Chat, Super Sticker, PayPal, Cash App. All the links are in the show description. It's all about the money. Praise the cash. Talked about Stephen Scambian today. Hate giving compliments to that guy. He does some fun research. I would not take that away from him. But he does make up a lot of, like, he fills in the holes with what he thinks the evidence should dictate. Oh, I can't figure it out. Oh, it's got to be an archaeological thing. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Thanks, Foghorn. Welcome to the show. Let's get the show started. What are we doing tonight? We're going to talk about who are the heroes of ufology. And I really want to honest to goodness of all that is current and recent well, let's just go back 10 years. That's it. You know why? Because it's easy to say, oh, Stan Friedman was my hero. No, I want to know who's living. Who's your hero now? Is it Corbell? If it's Corbell, don't say it. Say something else. I don't want to know if it's Corbell. I hope it is. It's easy to weed him out. Now, seriously, who? Who would you consider your hero in most recent times? Because for me, I mean, I like Stan Friedman, but he's not my hero. You know who my hero is? My hero, I think about him all the time. He's dead, all right? Art Bell. If it wasn't for Art Bell. True, it's Art Bell. He's my hero. Nah, he wasn't a ufologist, but he made it fun. And he made me think, and he made me want to listen. And he was absolutely the heart and soul of ufology before we had all this bullshit come in and take it away from us. And they took him, they took his soul. They took his show. They took his soul. You might as well just kill him right then and there. Whatever happened to that girl? Who was the girl that was always by his side? Nah, not his wife. The American girl. The one who wanted to take over. Oh, I don't remember. Anyway, that's who my hero is. Well, let me tell you, if you want me to think about other people other than Art Bell, maybe I have to go back decades. There's nobody in recent history that I would call a hero. Oh, Schumer. All right, do we? I put a poll up. Oh my God, that's right. Here's a poll. I put a poll up. Who is a real ufology hero besides me? Is it Greer? Is it Corbell? Is it Grush? Is it Elizondo? See, how do you go to Stephen Greer? Wow, that's really interesting. Only 35 votes. We're going to let that build up to 100 votes. You used to go to 150, but you know. So we'll let it go to 100 and then we'll see where we're at. That's not changing anytime. Now, don't go changing it because I said something about it. Hold on, I said. Bob Perkins, welcome to this show. Zach Diecast Montu, welcome to the show. Kelly Lewis, the EWE's here. Because 2 B's are better than 1. Bob Perkins, everybody. Did I already say it? I said it again. Sky Allen. Sky Allen, welcome to the show. Hi, Dorothy. It is Zach Diecast Man. Good to see you, D. D. Stupid me. Asa Karchin Misa Happy Turkama Lasuchi. Welcome to the show. Jar Jar Binks, everybody. Thor Panku. What do I think of about... You know, there's a few things I think of volcanoes when I think of Thor Panku erupted today. It was the largest explosion from the Thor Panku mountain range, right? Right? It's the mountain range, Thor Panku. I'm going to go hike the Pankus. All right, enjoy it. Are you going to bring Thor with? I'm going to the Thor Panku mountain region. And that's that. You can't stop me. You know it's dangerous. Nobody's ever come back from the Thor Panku region. Well, I'm going to. Well, good luck. Yeah. Welcome to the show, Thor. That's a powerful name. Real or not? Powerful, powerful stuff. Marcel, Gufonian Metal Head. Welcome to the show. Head. Well, that did sound like Motley Crue. Head. You know I'm a dreamer. But my heart's a go. I had to run. Oh, it's a little mini Vince Neil. I had to run away high so I wouldn't come home low. Jay, you can leave now, I think. It's a good time. Welcome to the show. All right, let's get started. If I didn't say, can you please repeat that phrase from yesterday saying that you are one of the few who puts the truth out there? I am. As I see it. I mean, I just repeated it. It's true. How am I not? When have I been wrong? That's the beauty of me. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I love being wrong because when you're wrong, what happens when you're wrong? Anybody want to, learn. So I'm okay with saying I'm wrong if I'm wrong, but I'm not, and I haven't been. Elizondo, Corbell, Skinwalker Cash, all of those places, this much towards disclosure, this much towards evidence, this much towards the truth of what is really going on. We still don't know what's going on. And they've been there how many years? How many years did Bigelow own Skinwalker Cash? And where is that evidence? Oh, there wasn't any to find. Oh, really? Yeah, that's why he sold it. There is something going on. But it's not what they are telling us. When I point up, I mean the government. Capiche? It's true. They have to lie. See, we tell the truth because when we hear what they're saying and it doesn't make sense, how can you say that's the truth? I don't need to play any clips from yesterday's show. We do it every day. Capiche? All right. So let me get your palates wet with anything today. Yeah, we've got a little Lou. Oh, it's not going to stop. I knew this was going to happen. It's only been a week since the book came out. So you guys are a little bit too excited. It's okay. It's all right. You know the UFO video that we were supposed to see? See, Jay? Jay. Remember that? Where's the video? Where's the video? 50 feet from the cockpit. Where is it? We're never going to see it. Lou never said we're going to see it. I'm not talking about Lou. I'm just talking about the video in general. Oh, there's a video out there that shows a craft 50 feet from the cockpit of a wind. You know, yeah, we know. Do you remember the Alaskan flight from 1981, Nakatomi Jui, whatever that guy? He saw the acorn-shaped UFO the size of like freaking 100 jumbo jets. That was so close to them, the light from the actual UFO made their faces feel warm. That's how close. Where's that video? We don't get to see it. We only get to hear it. And then we have to have what? What is the one thing you need in ufology to move forward? I know you need evidence, but we're never going to get it. You need faith. And faith is not science. Okay? Faith is having the hopes and dreams that your experiments will work. You know? You figure it out, then all of a sudden, ape together strong. Look at that. I can't. And then, ape alone weak. Family. Caesar. GUFON. Let that sink in. Let it sink. Let it sink. From the, you know that book, Into the Void? In chapter 9, it says, one day I showed up at work to find that Jay had shared a stunning video via email. The footage was shot by a naval aviator on a routine mission through the cockpit camera as if over the shoulder, you know. The audio begins with typical jabber and call sign lingo and all that stuff. The pilot is trying to get a visual on what the radar is seeing at this point. Still no visual, says the voice. I am right on it, but still no visual. Another voice over the radio says, it should be right. Just then, a wedge-shaped craft zooms by the cockpit as close as 50 feet. The pilot erupts into several expletives, similar to what you might hear people in the audience of a horror movie utter when a monster or killer leaps out of hiding. Really? Really? Probably the same people who were trying to keep Trump safe during the assassination attempt. When we slowed down the video frame by frame, it was clear why the pilot was so frazzled. It was not any type of aircraft that we or our enemies have. It was completely alien. That is a wide blanket statement. It was completely alien? Like it had legs, it had a head, wedge-shaped? I mean, really? It was athletic looking? Like it had a nice wedge to it? I mean, you know what I mean? You can't just say that. You can't. I don't like it. It was completely alien. First of all, I thought there was a 23-minute video of the UFO in front of the cockpit. Am I wrong? Am I just losing it? Because here, they slow it down to see the damn thing. Oh, wow. We had to slow it down. Couldn't believe what we saw. Really? I thought it was 23 minutes of this object, you know, just in like right there, you know, and just doing this shit. You know, but it's not that. It's this. It's, you know, it's that. That's it. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. Wedge-shaped black triangle craft was seen in the UK years. Yeah, right. Moody Mongol. It was seen in the UK years ago. It was first spotted from an oil rig in North Sea by an ex-military plane spotter of all people. Hey, emoji happy. Now, you know the Turkey UFO? You know the one where people think they're seeing a UFO in the water, and then they see big-headed aliens, just walking around, looks like they're working, and the next thing you know, but there's something wrong with that video. I think it's a capsized boat or something. I don't know, but if that's real, it's clearly alien. Not clearly at all. I'm joking. Anyway, yeah, Moody, I hear you, bro. What's this? Joe Monk, Thor, is that the video of a guy on a beach with the old big old lens and he zoomed in on something sitting out of the water and you could see stuff? That's what I'm talking about, I think. You're talking about the same thing. All right. Yeah, they are, Thor. They're all crazy. All right. Let's see. What am I missing in the old chat room? I'm trying to be this, what you've seen in the, okay, Turkey. There we go. Yep. Yeah. That's the video. I'll pull it up here in a minute. Yeah, the Turkey, it is really tough. I thought they debunked that a while ago, but I didn't buy into it then, and I'm not sure what to buy into now. Let me pull it up. I want to show you what the Turkey video is in case, you guys don't know. All you have to do is type in Turkey. That's it. UFO after that. But oh, I see what they did. All right. It's not going to be that easy, is it? See, they give you all mainstream media that you can't play. History Channel, stuff like that. So I got to find the video, which won't take long, but you got to give me a second here. When the lightning comes and there's nowhere you can run through the midnight sun and you knew your only son. Where is it? La 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 la. Okay, this is, here it is. I found it. I was giving up. I actually found the original video from 11 years ago. No, it happened longer. This happened in 09. Yeah, it is 09. I thought it was 09. All right. I'm going to pull it up, pull it in, and pull it out at the end. Because I don't want to make more of these things, Giddy up. Here's the Turkey UFO that everybody's discussing. And just so you know, this may be the most legitimate footage of actual UFO, whatever. I was going to say something dramatic, but anyway. This is from Turkey UFO incident. Look at this thing. See, that's why I always thought it was a capsized boat. See how it's like in the water? I don't know if that's water. It has to be, but and those little wedges in there, I don't know what that is, And if it's a UFO, is it stuck in the water sideways? I mean, why are we seeing what we're seeing? I never could understand the actual visual. David's going to send a link? Okay. Oh yeah, I got it. Thanks, David. All right, I got another video that it's probably a little better from David. Thank you. All right, so this is the first video that you've seen. So let me put that right there and pull up the better video. From David Wilcox. Not Wilcox. Okay, so let's see. These look like a little clearer video too, but maybe I'm wrong. Oh, buddy. Come on. 3, 2, 1. It's always with the refresh.
So in today's video, I want to do a deep dive into the Kumburgast. Now let's get into the footage. If you're watching this video, you're probably familiar with it. You can see a little outtake of the longer video here on the left-hand side. Now, the footage that is often described as the Kumburgast Turkey UFO video has been shot within a frame of 3 years between 2007 and 2009. Allegedly, it's always showing the same object over a span of 3 years, but the object does not always look the same. And here's a breakdown of various shots throughout all these years, throughout all the footage. It often looks very, very similar, right? It's clearly very close to one another in terms of the looks, but it's not identical, right? Every now and then you get like, see like the object just being like almost like a semicircle, like it having a full circle, and then often you get these little interruptions that sit within the object. The footage was filmed by a man called Yalcin, I hope I'm saying it right. And there, by the way, he goes by different names. There are interviews where he gives himself a different name, so that's already slightly odd. But he used to be a night security guard at the Yeni Kent apartments. You can kind of see it here in this map where the witness was and where the Yeni Kent apartments are. You can find them in Google Maps. They are still there. And the direction that he was filming. The more common theory is now that he was filming more towards this direction, towards this land over here, and not to the area and the direction that you see here on the left-hand side. And here's a picture of the man himself and how he looks and which camera he used and the tripod he used. All the detail is down here. And he's standing next to Antonio Ursi, okay? And we did a video about him separately. I'll link that down in the description. If you don't know who that is, watch my video, okay? But it already gives a little bit of context in my opinion. Now this man who shot the footage, Yalcin Yalman, that you see on the left-hand side here, casually
I was saying, oh my God, David, this is really a good video, but I didn't expect all this. I mean, this is like, you know, this is really detailed. I didn't plan on doing a show on this, but I want to now. It's like, this is amazing. All right, I remember all this.
You can see the aliens.
This is great.
Inside the craft, and you see the footage in question here, where you seem to be able to almost see like two creatures.
You never can tell what it is, but they do have bulbous heads.
Sitting
Weird.
there in that little gap,
see,
which, you know, believers claim to be some kind of cockpit. But the amount of detail and the claim that you can see the aliens in the footage makes this footage really unique. Plus, it hasn't really been debunked in a lot of detail, at least not publicly. So that really added to the mysticism of it. And a lot of people seem to take this footage at face value and claim that it's the real deal. Now, where was the footage shot? We already looked at this map, which gives us like a top-down view of the geological surroundings.
All right.
The man was standing here. But
here we go.
Now, because there's so much footage that was shot throughout these 3 years, we will not be able to look at all of it in this video. There is a great compilation that has stabilized the footage. Unfortunately, I don't know who did this. It has been uploaded by Knaps1 on YouTube. I don't know if he actually did that. But I guess I have to give him the credit for this one, because also in the description it doesn't say that he took it from somewhere else. It does sound like Knaps1 on YouTube. And I'll link his channel, the compilation and the different images in the beginning. And he put it into a compilation basically in chronological order as far as I'm aware, and he stabilized it, right? So again, we will not be able to look at all of it. This video. Now, despite the stabilization, it is still extremely wobbly footage. Okay, I mean, the guy did a great job in trying to stabilize it, but it is so wobbly that it like at times you watch it and it almost feels unnecessary. It almost feels like it was intentionally filmed in a way that it is wobbly and that it is moving around here, especially considering that the man was using a tripod. I understand that a lot of the footage was extremely zoomed in, but nonetheless, like I look at it and I'm like, it doesn't need to be that wobbly personally. And then also considering that he filmed it over 3 years, it's like over and over again, this same UFO has been filmed in pretty much the same location. Why don't you get like a better tripod? Why after 1 year, you don't invest a little bit of money in a better tripod, a better setup that would allow you to get steady footage of this alleged UFO? So that already raises questions for me personally. Also, the object seems to remain stationary. It never moves, okay? We never see it like him zooming out and the object like flying across the horizon, going up, going down. It is stationary, which obviously indicates a stationary object. Also, considering it's 2007, 8, and 9, it is very low resolution footage. It's over-zoomed, it's over magnified to hell. Okay, so it is almost impossible to actually get like some serious information, visual information about what we're looking at here beyond that little bit of what we're seeing. Even the shape, if we look at this footage, the shape of this object is not really clear, right? If it would be a UFO, if it would be a disc, surely you would see some more around the bottom. It always looks almost cut off, right? It looks like something disc-shaped that has then been cut off from underneath for some reason. So, look, these are just things, when I look at this footage, my initial reaction is like, these are questions. I'm like, I can't give you answers to these questions. Now, I want to break this video down in two parts. The first part is going to consist of me highlighting some obvious, especially UFO believers seem to like to avoid. First and foremost, this area where he shot that is a very densely populated area. A lot of people, I mean, look, it's not as densely populated as Manhattan or whatever, but a lot of people are living along this coast, yet he is the only guy who ever filmed this.
True.
Over all those years. And it was a big story, okay? It was covered.
All right, here's the theory, one explanation.
Was a security guard. So it is fair to assume that the man had access to security cameras. And here's an image of the marina that is close to that area. And you can actually see there is a bunch of security cameras here, as there would be in probably any marina. Got to protect those boats. And then over here you see these kind of seawalls, as you see them very often in marinas as well, creating this kind of entrance, these two pieces coming from left and right. Now, when looking at all these images, all these different images, there's one thing that I and a few other people on Metabunk as well noticed, and that is that it eerily looks like a CCTV camera screen, a cut-off CCTV camera screen. And what I mean by that, let's look at an example of like some CCTV footage. Obviously, this is not from the same site, but you get the idea. Do you see that rounding? Because obviously they're using fisheye lenses that really stretch the angle out so you get the maximum view over whatever you want to observe. But you get this iconic rounding in this CCTV footage, and that is very much reflected in some of the shots that you see here. And that would also explain why the shots of this UFO look similar due to the rounding shape, but not always the same, because maybe it's circulating through different CCTV cameras. So the actual ring, the circular ring on the top of the screen is changing. Maybe some of the lights work one year, some of the lights don't work in another year. So it
Yeah, but what about the wedges? Because it's probably different cameras. So these could be looking over, like maybe this is looking down, like this could be a road and they're looking over the ledge, right? Or the balcony, and they're looking down. I know this is looking outward, but you could see how things could be manipulated that way. Interesting.
It would slightly change the footage that you see in those CCTV cameras on these presumably CRT monitors that he as a security guard would be observing. Yeah. And now let's go one step further. This is a shot that was actually taken from this UFO footage. And you can kind of see there is like an element that comes here from the left-hand side. And there's an element that comes here from the right-hand side. It's dark, right? It's at night. It's footage at night. But these two elements seem to be illuminated. And now this is a shot of the entrance to the marina in that area in question. Do you see the similarities? If these two little stone walls, entrances, would be illuminated, the right one slightly bigger, the left one slightly thinner, and obviously now it's stretched, like we said, it's due to the fisheye lens. It is now stretched. It is not a straight shot like the one you see here, but it would be stretched, forced into this three-dimensional circular angle almost. There seems to be a hint that at least this particular...
I need to see the example. He didn't show us really anything good on that. Wow, this is like amazing.
But it certainly gives us like a little point that we can latch onto and build forward from that. Now, if you look at the footage, you can see it is an object that seems to be rather small on the screen, on the firmament, and then he zooms into it quite a bit. So how would you achieve that footage? If it would be some kind of CRT monitor that shows CCTV footage, if you zoom into that, surely the light of the monitor would also illuminate the frame of the screen and you would see other elements. How would he get this effect that it is only that little stripe, that little light on the horizon that he then zooms into? And to that, I would personally say it might be a Pepper's ghost effect. Now, in the simplest form, you can see what a Pepper's ghost effect is here, and it's actually a pretty good example. And you can see a 45-degree angled screen over here. It's very common, like it's used as an effect in Disney's haunted houses and stuff in the Disney parks to give the illusion of an object kind of hovering in midair. Now, if you would have his CCTV monitor as you see actually the screen down here, angled at 90 degrees, showing the CCTV footage in question. And maybe the screen that he was using was not as big as this giant perspex sheet that you see here. Maybe it was just like a small piece of perspex that he angled in the right angle, so it just reflects part of this CCTV footage. Hence, you only see part of it. And that would also explain why this semicircular shape is actually cut off at the bottom, because maybe he only had a small piece of perspex that was just reflecting a small piece of that screen underneath.
Right.
He puts that in front of a window, or maybe attaches it to one of the poles that we saw earlier on the terrace. And here you go. You get the effect.
My God, that's so diabolical. I love it. Sucks if that's what happened. I don't know. It's interesting.
Reflection that comes from a CRT monitor like the one you see at the bottom here, you often get, like, it's not a crisp image like with an LCD screen or the modern ones we have today. You actually get, if you zoom into it, a slight blue halo around objects, which you can actually observe in some of the shots right here. Not in all of them, and I guess there are still questions about why it is not flickering much more, because if you were filming at least a reflection of a CRT monitor, you would expect a little bit more flickering. And don't get me wrong, there are shots within the overall footage where it does flicker a little bit, but it's not that the whole footage is flickering all the time.
All right, let's look at the number 2 explanation.
As a reflection in the window in front of him. Okay, let's look at, for example, this footage that you see here. This is a screenshot of the alleged UFO. And let's look at this camera ring. Do you see the similarity?
Yes.
It has the indentation in the middle. If you would film that from far away, you know, you're, I don't know, 2-3 meters away from the glass, which means that the reflection, again, is 6 meters away from yourself. And then you zoom in. With this not great camera, it would all blur up. And you could imagine you get a result like that. Even little details like, you know, the technical, I don't know what these are even, there's like interlocking mechanisms or something that you see down here, seem like they are reflected in some of this footage. Now, this would obviously mean that he filmed all this footage through a glass window. Again, him saying that he stood on that spot that we looked in the beginning where the guy with the stripy shirt was standing is just him making this claim that that's where the footage was shot. We don't know.
It was that, right? It's the only thing that makes sense now. This is it. I knew it. It's this. I am going with this.
These are even just like interlocking mechanisms or something that you see down here, seem like they are reflected in some of this footage.
Unbelievable. It's uncanny. It's it. This is great.
Evidence like this one, for example, which has been brought forward by Finn365. I'll link his YouTube channel. Credit goes to him for this image. I'll link his YouTube channel down in the description as well.
Maybe.
And you can see that some of these camera lenses actually very, very much resemble that indentation that we see up here, that we see in a lot of the footage. If there would be some light that only shines on the top of his camera ring, and that's the only thing in a dark room that's reflected in the window in front of him, and he's zooming into that, you could probably get a very, very similar result. So that's theory number 2.
Oh my God. What's theory number 3?
CCTV footage. And some of these shots might just be a cruise ship.
Okay?
If you look at this breakdown here again, image that we're talking about on the top left-hand side here, and it has been overlaid over a cruise ship, because a lot of people don't understand that the footage that he shot was not always way above the horizon. Some of it was, but some of it, you can see it in the actual footage, in the stabilized footage, is very close to the horizon as well, and definitely at the height where a cruise ship would be. Now, if a cruise ship like this is just very, very far away, you zoom into it, you get a result like that. I don't understand, it's the question that's kind of still open, why there aren't more lights, right? Surely a cruise ship would have other lights on it that need to be on in order for it to be visible for helicopters and other potential aircraft and stuff that could fly into them. So that's not really answered by that, but you can see that the shape is almost a perfect match, right? It's a perfect match. So I would say, in terms of popularity, this is probably the most popular
I don't think it is.
Explanation that a lot of people put forward.
It's not a perfect match.
This just works for some of the footage, not all of it.
Right.
Okay. And there's still theory number 4. Now, theory number 4 is that it's basically a hoax and that he staged the whole thing intentionally using something like a bracelet. And the credit for this theory and some of the images we're going to look at are going to ZW Wolf on Metabunk as well, because he went through the effort of trying to stage and replicate what we see in the footage. And these are some of the results. And the way he achieved this result, which does look very, very similar. I mean, obviously, it's closer to him. He used a sharper camera. This was, I don't know, probably created in 2021 or 22. So you just get sharper results. But just in the basic shape of it, it looks very, very similar. And this is how he achieved it. Okay, he just put a bracelet around this T-shaped display unit, put a sock or whatever that is behind it to mask it off, made sure that the light is on point, and that's how you get results like this one. And notice, with this particular bracelet, we don't know if he used a bracelet or a ring, it could be any of those, but you see these layers on top, and then underneath you see like the wood, right? It's because it's sitting on wood. Now look at this footage right here. This again is a screen grab from the film in question. And you can almost see something sitting on top with layers, and you can almost see the wood pattern underneath. Do you see this? It's a different color. It has a...
He probably tried different ways to trick everybody. That's pretty cool. We don't know. Wow. That was fun, David. I'm going to put the link to that. And that is from the Sneezing Monkey. This was put out a month ago. Great job, bro. Really good stuff. He did a good job putting that together. Good, thanks. We needed the update anyway, so I appreciate that, David Wilcox, not Wilcox. That was good. That was definitely worth a change in the force tonight. Yeah, man, that was cool. That just brought back some things I forgot. Like, even back then, the way he lined up the cruise ship lights with what was supposedly the UFO, to me, it wasn't a perfect match. It didn't match. It was just one was too in, the other one was a little spread out. No, it wasn't a match. It was close. But I believe that guy tried different varying ways of tricking us, but he didn't explain how the bobbleheads were working. Well, I did cut it short, but hold on, let me see. All right. I might as well play the last couple of minutes because that's just not fair to do that. I go all that way and then just leave out his theory.
It being aliens, okay? Because again, coming back to the very beginning,
yeah.
Project. So it could be any of those. Look, to be honest with you, all of the theories that I talked about today, to me, are more plausible than it being aliens, okay? Because again, coming back to the very beginning, an object that is stationary, that comes back over years, that's always in the same position, that never moves. Dude, it just doesn't make any sense, okay? And let's be honest, if this is...
And if it doesn't make sense, something's wrong. It's a lie.
The holy grail of ufology and the case that nobody can explain, dude, that's pretty sad. I'm not gonna lie, okay? Because it's not aliens. I don't know which one of the theories that I explained and broke down do reflect what this guy did to achieve this result. I can't, debunk it per se. But let's be honest, dude, all of this just makes so much more sense than it being aliens. But guys, that's just my opinion, okay? You guys asked me to look at this case. That's my take on it. I hope you enjoyed this.
That's funny. He never talked about the, not that I saw, but the heads. How they get the moving parts. That was good, though. Again, thanks, David Wilcox, for that addition tonight. I just got really sore. There's some really wild stuff going on. Let me hit this. Let me see if this comes in now. Okay. Okay. Former Pentagon officials Travis Taylor and Jay Stratton have joined Quantum Frontier. It offers reverse engineering services. They are both listed as founder. And the New York Post by Stephen Greenstreet reveals Taylor and Stratton's involvement in a wacky UFO scheme. Pulling it up, I'm going to show you. I tell you, this Jay Stratton's a POS. Like, he is the reason we have the narrative. I think he's the guy that originated all of these stupid ass stories that everybody else is just spawning off into and creating their own narratives off of what Jay Stratton says. That's just what I think. I think Jay Stratton is the guy, the main guy of everything. Nope, I do. Nope. Sorry. Not going to change my mind. Nobody else can prove me wrong. Nope. Well, crazy UFO believing Pentagon bosses missed spycraft. Wait, is this a repeat? Please, I thought this was new. This is a repeat, isn't it? September 1st, 2023. Jesus Christ. I fall for it every time, don't I? It's Stephen Greenstreet's documentary.
Years ago, and one that shows no sign of stopping. A bombshell story said UFOs are real.
I hate that intro.
But some people had doubts. They noticed that something was off.
I can't do this again. I can't. I won't. I shan't. That's just Green. See, Stephen Greenstreet promotes his stuff all the time on X like it's a new. It doesn't say new, but he changes things around. So you got to read it and you got to look at the stuff. And I don't look at the stuff and I fall into that trap that we just saw. Nothing new. All right. I'm not going to go through all that for nothing. So let's move on. But there's some weird stuff going on. Yeah, with Lou, with all these guys, it's like they're going on spaces. Is that what I'm seeing? Look at that. Wait, Lockheed Martin, Skunk Works, is in possession and storing UAP. I hate saying it, but that's how I have to say it if they wrote it that way, right? And non-human intelligence biologics. 3 ex-Pentagon workers. Lakatsky, Elizondo, Colm Keller. But I got this to play for you, so let's see what the hell's going on here. I don't know, man. I'm just... Ufology's in a tailspin, folks. It really is. It's dead right now.
Emphasize a point here.
It is.
Emphasize a point here. So one of my former colleagues, former scientist, Jim Lakatsky, in his book, he had a DOPSA release. And I'm going to paraphrase here, but basically the money that was allocated for DIA, by the way, this statement went through the Pentagon for release. And the money that was allocated for DIA OSAP, after speaking to multiple individuals on the program, was originally intended to skiff out Bigelow Aerospace facilities in Las Vegas due to a UAP material divestment plan proposal to OSAP leadership by Lockheed Martin Space Systems Vice President Dr. James Ryder, now deceased. A specific facility known to me was described as having crash retrieval material from the 1950s and other historical operations. And of course, the statement continues from there. But the point being is that we have known for a while inside the Pentagon that material is being housed by certain defense contractors. Why is that important?
It's important. Why? Because these people could take this stuff and claim it their own, sell it to the enemy, maybe for a rogue, you know what I mean? Take over from Texas, who knows? I don't know what. But they don't want these black budget programs getting this stuff working without them being there or knowing about it, because if they don't know about it, they can just take it and do what they want with it and not tell the government. See, but I don't believe that the government, well, they are that stupid. So, but imagine they're normal government people that have normal IQs. They would know. I forgot the fuck, man. I just can't read.
You're officially allowed to tell us that the United States government has in its possession a craft of you're officially.
Hold on. I think this is what I think it is. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
is you're officially allowed to tell us that the United States government has in its possession a craft of unknown origin and you are able to access the inside. Is that correct?
Lukatsky.
The wording that you read is correct. You're going beyond the wording.
No, I'm not. I'm asking you, did that meeting happen? And is it true? And it's true.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you're telling us, you told us because you were allowed to tell us that our government has a UFO in its possession and has been able to access the inside of it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Decisive point here. So one of
Good.
my former colleagues.
And?
So one of my former colleagues.
And? Shut up, Blue. We knew that. I don't know why. Yeah. See, everybody's just rehashing stuff again. There's nothing to talk about. Lou's book has been out a week. I'm just going over and showing you there's not much going. I mean, what am I going to talk about? This is it. This is what everybody's talking about. This is what's making the rounds right now. And if it's not ours, it's not theirs. Whose technology is this? That's what Lou is bringing around, doing the junket, going on all these TV shows and doing these interviews. Lou Elizondo says the government has high def UFO videos that are not public. Duh! I thought they were public. Idiot. See how he plays us for stupid? Such a dick. Oh, yeah, there's high definition videos, but not for public viewing. No shit, Sherlock. Tell me something I don't know. You're preaching to the choir, fat boy. Unbelievable. Did you know that the public can't see some of these UFO videos? I know. I'm not a UFO guy. What do I know? I didn't know. I just found this out yesterday. Stupid fat fuck. He's drooling.
Most compelling were some of the videos that you're now showing the audience, but there's some videos out there that are extremely high definition.
Get the fuck door. And UFO hunter, former Pentagon official and UFO hunter? Hardly.
And when you look at them and you realize that these vehicles are performing in ways that frankly outperform anything we have in our inventory, and we're pretty darn sure outperforms anything in our adversary inventory as well, one is forced then to come to the conclusion that if it's not ours and it's not theirs, whose technology is this? And oh, by the way, this technology is finding its way over controlled U.S. airspace and over controlled sensitive military installations and has the ability to interfere with our nuclear technology. What I found most compelling were some of the videos that you're now showing the audience.
Again, I don't know how the screen turned off. That was bizarre, and I'm talking to myself again. I don't know how that just happened. That was very bizarre. What I was trying to say, and I don't know what you heard, doesn't matter anymore. It's over with. But I said, look at they're showing us. They're showing us bokeh. Jeremy Corbell's bokeh as high definition UFO videos. Look at him. When his mouth is like this, all hate comes. Lies, hate, unfaithfulness, dicks.
Anything we have in our inventory, and we're pretty darn sure outperforms anything in our adversary inventory as well, one is forced then to come to the conclusion that if it's not ours and it's not theirs, whose technology is this? And by the way, this technology is finding its way over controlled U.S. airspace and over controlled sensitive military installations and has the ability to interfere with our nuclear technology.
You know what? When was the last time we had a story that UFOs interfered with the nukes? 30 years? Get over it. Even back then, I don't believe it. I think that's a lie. I think they lied. I don't think UFOs started and stopped the sequencing of missile silos of nukes to launch. Oh my God, the launch is starting. Turn 9. Oh my God, when it gets to 1, it's going to go off on 0. I can't believe this. Oh, it's over. It was the aliens. Bullshit. I still go by my story. I think these people made up all that shit, the lights, the whole thing, because they were messing around trying to turn 2 keys at the same time. And some guy got the job done. That's what I think happened. And they're covering it up, calling it all as aliens, UFOs or something. We don't know. It was a light over there. Did you see it? Come on. Do you guys really believe that the aliens did that? And they're not doing it now. It was like, what, a one-off? Maybe a couple times ever? Now, I think that technology they had was not quite up to par with inspections, if you know what I mean. We got to get that shit, Johnson. We got to get it done by August 1st. Do you hear me? We'll never get it done. I tell you, if we don't, we're all dead. We'll get it done. We'll cut corners. We'll do whatever it takes. That's great, Johnson. Let me know how fast the progress is. I'm on it, Captain. And they go and they cut corners and they make Boeing airplanes. And next thing you know, shit's falling out of the sky. That goes way back. All those parts are interchangeable with Lockheed and all that. Forget it. If it's built by man, it will crash on man. You understand? You remember that quote? There, I thought you did. It's over, Rover. Tim Burchett on the next we haven't heard from Burchett in a long time, have we? About 2 months, 3. He says, yes, ma'am, we'll be announcing something. I will not be chairing it, but where they wouldn't allow me to do it, but there are going to be some others that are there, and I'll be very satisfied with them. One of our female members, females, yeah, they walk amongst us here in Congress as well. They'll be chairing the committee, and we're going to get to the bottom of things. We're going to call some people in, and they're going to point some fingers. I'm going to point my finger. I'm going to point my finger. I'm going to point my finger at you. Where's that from? If you don't, anybody who gets that, wow. Anybody who gets the point my fingers and that point my fingers, if anybody gets that reference, you and I, we need to talk. Anybody know that? SNL. That's SL. Oh, I thought you got it. Welcome to the show. Hey, Craig William. How you doing there, Chief? What's up, Malik? See it. It was when Jimmy Fallon on Saturday Night Live was the other side of a Mick Jagger mirror, and he was mimicking Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger was hosting. And they point my fingers in, and they were both doing that point my fingers. You want me to pull it up? Anyway. Well, I love that our female figures walking around Congress. I can't believe there's women walking around Congress, as said by Tim Burchett. He can't believe it himself. We got women. He says it, one of our female members, not a member, but one of our female members. I don't understand why he had to say that. I'm a little upset. I could care less. See how racist it was.
Very quickly, Representative, can we expect any new congressional hearings with new whistleblowers on the horizon?
Is that a woman talking to me? Well, golly, grab my pistol and pull my trigger.
Yes, ma'am. We'll be announcing something. I will not be chairing it, but they wouldn't allow me to do it. But there's going to be some others that are, and I'd be very satisfied with them. We'll have I believe one of our female members of Congress will be chairing that committee, and we're going to get to the bottom of a lot of things. We're going to call some people in, and they're going to point some fingers, and they're going to name some names. So
We'll be watching.
I'd say let's get it on.
All right,
Thank you.
Representative Tim Burchett, always appreciate.
No, and it won't happen. Don't care. More positive thinking. I like Tim Burchett on that end of it, and then you'll see him afterwards and he's, I guess there were no names, there were no finger pointing. Matter of fact, I was disappointed I even went. I think we're going to move forward doing these meetings, but darn it, ain't nothing happened, god dang it. Dab nagget or whatever he says. So from the Wiener Diener on X, Steven Diner, UAP Unidentified Alien podcast. More pilot sightings caught on camera, he says. Poor guy. The amount of pilots finally willing to come out and speak on this after suffering through decades of intimidation and fear tactics is fantastic to see. What's he talking about? And dare I say, maybe even a game changer. Breaking from Truth Poll. An airline pilot recorded a couple of spheres or orbs looking UFO thingies emit light at about 35,000 feet above the Atlantic Ocean. He also stated at one point, "We see them move at incredible speeds and they stop and hover instantaneously." More news as the story continues to break. Back to you, Jensen. Thank you, Johnson. Jack? Jen? Sen? Well, we do have a good video here to show you. It's a whole whopping 32 seconds. Hey, remember in the old days when videos used to last minutes? Remember those days? Yeah, and everybody said, oh, it's a fake. Now they shortened them and they made them a little more exciting. Like this. You have to admit, it's pretty cool for a couple of dots. Whoa. How did they spin around like that? Now, are these flares out in space? Why are they winking at me? See, I don't like this. I don't think this is what I don't buy what we're seeing. First of all, in space, nobody can hear you scream. Why are we hearing that go off? Secondly, they can't be flares, but why are they flickering if it's fire? Fire shouldn't be in space, and it shouldn't be lit for more than a second of a macro. So what's going on here? I'll tell you what, you'll never know. And that's the magic of popping fresh dots. Go the way of the dot. Avatar, the new movie, Way of the Dot. Top of the hour, passed by about 8 minutes ago. 3 days ago, the Mexico radar anomaly is back. Full update, Antarctica. Let's take a look at Into Thin Air because we haven't had much to go off of. But the anomaly is back. Now, I think that anomaly is going to trigger the very slow producing hurricane season. There are more hurricanes in the Pacific that have been named, I think 5, compared to only 2 or 3 in the Atlantic, which is not predicted. They said this was going to be a record year. 33 named storms they were talking about. And we're almost at the peak of the season. Capiche? Only got 5 weeks left, give or take. I don't see 20 storms being named in the next 5 to 7 weeks, whatever it is that's left. But there was the Sahara sands that kept blowing off, coming over the Atlantic, and they kept saying over and over, the Saharan sandstorms are killing. Seriously, it's deadening any storm chances or any conglomeration of storms to build and start a rotation. Also, they said there's something strange going on. The water is not consistently warm everywhere. There's cold pockets mixed in with the warm water. So it's not consistently warm everywhere to give the uprising to a very violent, twisting conglomeration of clouds that cause a hurricane. It's very strange. So you know what they had to do? They had to bring back the anomaly 3 days ago, I think, and they had to start it up again. Something happened. Hey, man. There may be too much fresh water mixed in now with all the melting that's going on, with all the salt water. Yeah, maybe it's pooling and, in weird ways. And I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm just talking. Here we go. Into thin air.
All right, everybody, welcome back. August 24th, 2024, 8:11 a.m. And we're not looking at the Antarctic anomaly right now. We have to go to Mexico because you're not going to believe your eyes. Look what's back, my friends. The weird pinwheel circle radar glitch that we see over Mexico. Look, it's right here again as we have a major storm system off to the northwest of this area. This is it, my friends. This is what I've been talking about. We've seen this before. We've seen other channels post and talk about this situation. This is an active radar that, in theory, let me be very clear on that, in theory, we have to be careful with our words, is known to possibly affect weather. And it just so happens a big weather system is off, like I said, to the northwest of this area. And if we switch over to the satellite chart very quickly, you could see it disappears and we could see the actual system to the northwest of where that anomaly is. So I wanted to post it again and get some more eyes on it, because once this thing goes away, we don't know when it's going to come back again. And now we can actually look at this and relate it to a weather system. Again, let me switch.
Wait a second. You mean it looks like this on radar? What?
To the satellite view. This way you could see there's actually a system right near this thing, and that is usually 9 times out of 10 what happens. We have this spindle pinwheel thing that pops up from the center area of one of these radar in Guanajuato, right here. Dead center is where this anomaly is coming from. It's where the radar is, which means this is coming from a facility, a place where people work and have control over this radar. And it's been here for a long time. We've been seeing this anomaly for years, so if this was some sort of software error, they would have fixed it by now. If you guys remember, they completely changed the website of Ventu Sky because we kept finding the Antarctic anomaly. I have other sites that can see it, which they don't know clearly, so they changed their entire website for nothing, but we are having a clear effect on what these people do that are in charge of these radar systems and these websites that show us weather. And I'll take all the heat on the internet. You guys can give me a hard time all you want. I'll take it for everyone. We know this is real, and we know that people are doing weird, stupid things to our weather that are gonna have a bad negative result as a consequence. But here you have it, my friends. This thing is clear as day. You could see it from as far zoomed out as you can, and it is right there. There's no denying that this shouldn't be here. It is coming from a piece of technology within Mexico, and you can tell me it's normal all you want, but we know it's not. We know there's something else going on here, and I'll have more on this throughout the day. I just wanted to get this quick video out to you guys so you could see it before it disappears. It's on windy.com, and all you got to do is go under the weather radar tab, because that is the only one that you will see this on. Every other tab does not show this situation because they like to hide this stuff. But that is just my opinion. Of course, we're allowed to have opinions still in this country as long as we say everything is speculation. So all of this, my friends, is speculation. Let me know what you think down below. Once again, this is very similar to the Antarctic anomaly. Keep that in mind when thinking about what this thing might do. All right, my friends, I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.
Wait. Oh, never mind. I thought he was saying something else. Pretty weird, that thing, right? I've never seen it, and apparently it is legit. Wow. Alfie Joe Bob just had 52nd anniversary. Do you mean wedding anniversary? Or like, I know some people who are in recovery call every year a birthday. So I don't know. Am I 52 years is like, wow. That's a whole lifetime. That's amazing. I think my parents are on 63 or 4 right now. Yeah, I know. Isn't that wild? Wow. Wow. Yes, they are on their 63rd. I just realized I did the math. Jesus, that's a long way. Good for you. Happy anniversary. That's amazing. I know. Oh, okay. I didn't think you were that old. I think you told me once, but I didn't think I believed it. Because your handwriting looks so much younger. See, look how young that looks right there. Can't tell. It's hard. Some people's handwriting looks good. Paris, thank you. Thank you. It's true. True. 33 years over here for Lunar Sparkles. 30 years since I used meth, says Metalhead. What have I done? Let me see. What did I quit that seemed very long? Like, what have I quit? Other than being a nice person. I can't think of anything that I don't do anymore. Well, the only thing I could think of is vaping, and it's been 4 days. I don't know. I can't think. You guys are amazing. See, this is, vaping. I just said that. I can't believe you said the same thing. Oh my God, thank you. We were all on the same page. I didn't even know you said that. A couple of you guys said that. Yeah, like 5 days, I think it is now. And let me tell you about it. So today I had it was strange. Like I didn't sweat. When I went to sleep last night, I must have like sweat a little bit because I woke up with a damp shirt. Like not very bad, but I knew I was dry underneath, but the shirt was still a little bit damp. I could feel it. So today, and just like every other day before, I've got this pain on my side, my right side. I'm not sure if it's my liver or what, but I feel it in the front and right behind, like where the kidney is. And I don't know if it's from when I was working out that I did that, because that's when I noticed it the most, when I worked out. And I may have been hanging from the bar and stretching, and I think something gave up. But anyway, so that's weird. But other than that, I'm eating like a normal person. I moved my doctor's appointment up 10 days. So look, some shit's going to happen soon. I may be going into the hospital for a while. I don't know, maybe a couple of days, maybe not at all. But I'm trying with my doctor, trying to get in, because they always turn me away because my vitals are good. And I didn't know this, but I learned today that you can die and your vitals could be just normal on your way to death. Your vitals, your heartbeat, your blood pressure, all that. Hey, looks like he's dreaming. No, he's not. He's dead. You know, you can't tell sometimes. So I am trying to be seen. So, but however, that September 4th, that's when I see the doc. What's today? Next week. So if I do not get sick I don't need to worry anymore because I figured out it was the vape. And I got to tell you, the energy is off the roof. Sometimes I feel like I had 3 cups of coffee and my leg is bouncing. I like I'm meth. Is that how meth works? I don't know. I never took it. Cocaine. All right, we'll say cocaine. Yeah, of course. I'm an 80s kid. We all did coke. Anyway, look, I hung around people that did it. I never touched this stuff more than once. But it felt like I was like on a lot of cup of coffees today and yesterday and the day before. Ever since I quit vaping, it's been like too much energy for me. So, I try to smoke more than usual. And it just makes me goofier. I don't get tired. But anyway, I don't know if the vape is the answer. Today I coughed up twice the phlegmy stuff that I've been coughing up for 5 years, which I learned is not really bad. It's stomach acid. That's what I was told. It's stomach acid. It's coagulating in the stomach. I cough it up from acid reflux, which I don't have, but that's what they tell me. Anyway, if I don't get sick this weekend coming up, it looks like it was the vape. And I think what the vape, if it is the vape, what it did to me was probably did some damage, and I'm still feeling the residual effects. I mean, it went on for 5 years. It's probably still going on. My hands are a little cold right now, and usually when they get like this cold, it's a sign that the symptoms are starting. And that may be true because I sweat today for the first time in 3 days. But we'll let you guys know. Anyway, thanks for asking. Popcorn lungs. Now, my lungs are 100% fine. It's not that. I saw the pulmonologist. Everything's good. Nope. RC Cola. I was an RC Cola guy. And the reason I became an RC Cola guy, because my friend Todd, his mom, to save money would buy RC Cola, save 5 cents. So she would buy RC Cola. And I'm like, dude. He's like, dude. I'm like, all right. That's how we talked back then. Dude. All right, dude. But RC Cola had this aftertaste that was really sweet, which I liked. And I became an RC guy. They called me RCRG. No, they didn't. But I really liked RC Cola. Very underrated drink. Very underrated. RC Cola, it had the circle with the R and the C, and then it said cola. That's what it did. All right, I've got a lot more show to go. So let's, congratulations, Alfie Joe Bob, on 50 plus years. 52, 57 of marriage, 53. God bless you. God bless you both. It's magical. It is cool. Lou Elizondo was on ABC. I know, it's Elizondo again. What do you want from me? Unidentified anomalous phenomenon. They're real and they're a national security issue for the country, he says. You got to hear this, though. Just give it a chance. You'll hear nothing new, but you'll like the sound of Lou. See what I did there? Look at how happy they are. Look, he's wearing the look at what they did. See how they did the outfits? White in the center, black on the outside or on the perimeter. She did good with no sleeves. I wish Lou would go no sleeves. Go. Oh, it's not playing. Giddy up.
Lou Elizondo, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. So, Imminent tells the story of your courageous fight to make public what the
tells the story of your courageous fight. Why does she have vocal fry on level 10? Oh my God, that was awful. Just awful. Listen to her. Oh, I can't. This is brutal for me. You don't have no idea how hard this is for me to listen to. I hate that accent, that California accent. I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't stand it.
Lou Elizondo, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. So,
really appreciate it.
Imminent tells
the story.
Tells the story of your
tells the story.
Tells the story.
Tells the story.
That's really appreciate it. So Imminent tells the story of your courageous fight to make public what the government knows and doesn't know about UAPs. What made you want to write about this?
Yeah, well, I wanted to be able to tell the American public my experiences and what the government has been doing for a very long time, not just when I was in the program, but for decades, about the government's interest in UFOs, or now what we call UAP. You're absolutely right, unidentified anomalous phenomenon. The fact is, they're real and they are a national security issue for this country.
And it's so interesting because many, many years ago, I worked at the Pentagon for ABC, and I remember getting a tour of some of the hallways, and somebody said, oh, that's where they study UFOs, UAPs, but it's top secret. Like, that's all they would say. So there's this secrecy approach to all of this, right? You write in your book, while there are valid reasons for secrecy around some aspects of UAPs, I do not think humanity should be kept in the dark about the fundamental fact that we are not the only intelligent life in the universe. So why do you think the United States government and other major governments have taken a secrecy approach to UAPs?
Sure. I think if we look at this temporally speaking, the U.S. government, when we started really looking at this, was at the height of the Cold War. And you had this contentious relationship, at best, with then Soviet Union.
Look at what they show us. Look at what they're showing the world. Bokeh, airplanes. You know why? Because the general public doesn't know squat.
And what we didn't want to do was necessarily tip our hand to any information perhaps that we've gleaned from UAP or UFOs, and certainly perhaps any information.
Isn't that nice to look at a reflection of a camera's iris or whatever the friggin' name? Think that's a flash of it. That's not what you think it is. Sorry, I debunked it. If you didn't see the video, it's out there now.
Gaps or maybe information that we
Members
don't know
only.
about the UFOs. So that's one reason. And then I think the other reason is that governments inherently are responsible for ensuring the protection of their people, of their citizens.
So Lou, for those who may be skeptical and are thinking, nope, there's no such thing as UFOs, it's not existent, you're here to...
We still don't have any evidence. That's why.
Tell us that they're
verifiable, testable, reproducible. Is that a real word?
There is fact and research that they do exist.
Let's not forget, Stephanie, that we've had already a former director of national intelligence, a former director of the CIA, and even a former president of the United States all come out on the record and say, yeah, it looks like these things are real.
It looks like
our very best, most sophisticated technology is picking these things up. We also have eyewitness testimony from our trained observers, our combat pilots, and then you've also got the radar data, all basically some...
First of all, the trained observers aren't trained to look for UFOs. They're trained to look for other things that the enemy has.
Substantiating the same event at the same time, at the same place, under the same circumstances.
And so much technology that's been analyzed and researched. Now, let's talk about your own personal experience. You mentioned in this book
that you're a psycho. No, that's psychic. Right.
That UAPs have appeared both in and around your home. How did these personal experiences influence your views on UAP, and what exactly did you see?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, let me preface, we're not sure if they are actually UAP related. What we do know is that a lot of people that were in the program that I was in also had very similar encounters while they were in the program. So not before and not after, but during the time that we were researching these UAP. And from our experience, when I say ours, I mean my family's and even our neighbors witnessed some of these, are these luminous green balls of light, very diffuse in nature, no hard edges, that would just seem to kind of peruse the house and go down the hall and go through a wall. I know it sounds rather bizarre. And look, there are absolutely possible natural explanations, right? You could say ball lightning or St. Elmo's fire or some sort of plasma static charge in the air. But the bottom line is it was very bizarre. It was witnessed by not only my family, but again, neighbors and other individuals who are part of our effort in the government also experienced very, very similar encounters at their residences.
Well, one of the first things I was introduced into up close and personal was the softball-sized orb my wife and I were awoken to from the dog barking, and then thinking there was somebody in the backyard with a flashlight when it was an orb of whatever coming towards us and came through the window, through the tree outside the window, which half the tree died, and can smell the static electricity as soon as it entered. You could feel your hair, like on your arms and your neck and your ears, even inside you. I felt, anyway, this was what happened, what we both felt, like there was an electric energy in us that was emitted from this thing that hovered basically 4 to 5 feet off the ground, stopped in front of us. See the rainbow-like hue around it. It was very, very, like, can't even explain it. Like, you see things in movies, and then when you try to compare what happens in real life to movies, it is nothing like I've ever seen in a movie. The only thing I can explain it, maybe what it looked like, was I think it was the movie where the orb talked and it would, what was that movie? Was it the kid with the ship? What was that movie? Kind of like that, but when it was chill, it kind of had this little porcupine look to it. That's what this thing looked like. An contained electric something or another that was intelligent. And the only reason I say that, because it went, past the door, which could have taken it into the rest of the house. It goes into the bathroom that was being remodeled. Passes all the remodeling stuff, the sinks, the bathtub, the shower, no tile on the floor. And it goes into the closet. Well, let's call it what it is. My wife's closet. I had mine, she had hers. And it goes in there. And we're both sitting in bed, and the dog is sitting there with us. Now, I look down at the dog. I look at my wife. She looks at me. The dog is just completely transfixed, won't move, isn't barking, but it's got like a low, like he was just on the ready, like very low. I never heard him do that before or after. It was unreal. It was like he was feeling what we were feeling, and it seemed like it was like a massage on your insides. Yeah, that's what my wife said it felt like, and I agree. It tickled, it felt like our insides were being tickled. Yeah, it was very cool. And the reason I'm saying this, and I didn't mention it, because I listened to my account of what happened, because I went and recorded it, me and my wife. We did a recording right after we saw that, and documented it with a video. It's pretty amazing shit. Fuck. And then it comes out. I mean, you could hear the hangers, and you see things moving. The shadows are all different. It was really wicked that it went in there, and you could hear the clanging of. I'm like thinking to myself, what the fuck is it do? What does it want? The whole thing, the whole event, I estimated lasted about a minute. It's a long time. Never once did I think about getting a camera. Not once. Not once did I think about moving, which is weird. Not once did I get so scared, because I was scared, that I overreacted or reached out. None of us, even the dog, tried to touch this thing or make contact with it. Like, why didn't I say something to it? Like, I have all those questions, and it's like, all I know is I was basically frozen. I could move my head. I know I was able to move my arms because I touched the dog and I put my arm on my wife's leg and, you know, just laid over both of them like in a protection mode, like I'm leaning back watching this thing, and I see them watching it. I'm looking at the dog on the bed, and he's like, it's just, you think you're going to do all these things and you don't. Oh, why didn't you grab the camera? Tough guy. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about it. See, that's what I believe happens in the real world. If they want you to record them from a distance, fine. Get that dot, get the light. They don't care. You can't get up close stuff like you and I talking here. They won't let us. Right? Won't happen. So, it didn't. It wasn't even a thought. And I remember when it left, my wife, she was the one who brought it up. She's like, you didn't even grab a camera? I didn't. I mean, she had a camera on her nightstand. It was one we had from our wedding. We just kept it there. We gave everybody their own camera, disposable camera, so they could take pictures, and then we'd get them developed, and look what they did. You know, so we did that. And she had one of those cameras sitting there for a couple of years. And then I had mine charging, not next to me. It was just right out the door to the right. So we could have grabbed it. I never once even thought about getting up and getting the camera. Or getting up at all. I didn't. It was like we were there and we were in shock. There's no other way to put it. We stayed up for the next 3 hours talking about it, to where we fell asleep. She had to be up for work anyway. She just got up around 5:30-ish because we couldn't sleep, maybe 20 minutes. And then the alarm went off. Her alarm went off, and I went back outside, looked around the yard, and I noticed the tree right out the window. It was a new tree. We just got that tree like 2 months ago. Half of it had died. Half. You could see directly right down the center. It was weird. And then the half that died was that side that the orb came through. We told the landscaper, Rudy, do not take the tree out, the new sap. You know, yes, I know, I planted it, I know. He didn't get mad, but he was the coolest guy. Okay, I'm not going to take the tree because I wanted to have somebody look at it, you know, trace evidence and whatnot. So we go do our thing. I come home, tree's gone. Call my wife. I go, you're not going to believe this mofo took the tree out. She goes, God damn it. She calls Rudy. I'm listening in on three-way. She goes, Rudy, Rich is on the phone with me. Did you take the tree? No, I did not take the tree at all. Rudy, it's gone. The tree's gone. Why did you take the tree? I'm telling you, I didn't take the tree. I swear, I know the tree you made. You only had the new one, and then you got the other two on the other side that are together. This one on his own. No, I do not touch. I know. I do not know where the tree is. However, a couple of guys tied us up and beat the shit out of us and took the tree and took our wallets. No, he didn't say that. That's the story I'm going to put in the book. But he didn't take the tree. Who took it? And whoever took it left a huge mess. It was like it was ripped out in haste. Like they were mad. There was dirt everywhere. It was everywhere. It's like you didn't need to do that. But you want to know the weird thing? This is the greatest thing of all. No footprints. There were no footprints. The dirt was strewn everywhere. Now, I thought maybe I stepped on all the footprints because I wasn't thinking, oh, got to be scientific about this. I didn't get close enough. And there were no footprints around a good 3 feet of the tree. Fucking weird, man. We moved out of that house. We built a house in Chandler in a brand new community. We were the first home, other than the model homes that were, over the wall a little bit, 1,000 feet away. Other than the model homes, we were the only house there for a good 2 years before they started building. We didn't know why, but we didn't care. We were happy with that. It looked weird, to see all these empty lots in one house for a good almost 2 years. But we had some interesting things happen over there. And, that's where I had the I'll be in your head before you wake up and all that stuff happened. And the grass circles, like crop circles out across the street in front of the house. I still have it on took pictures of those. Never had anybody look at the trace evidence. And I can't figure out why I never had anybody to come out. I think I was too new into it. But I wasn't. I was 2 years into it. It's what I don't understand. See, this is what's weird. What I've noticed about some people's stories and like, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? How could you not remember? I go through that. It's like, why didn't I do that? I should have taken a photo. I think sometimes these anomalies, they come with a message already built in the energy, I think. It's like you can only do what it wants you to do. I know, it's weird. I'm telling you, I know. But is it? If there's residual evidence, there could be residual communicational evidence. And if we're living in a matrix reality built by a freaking who knows what alien type being, oh my God. What I just said right now is going on a lot of different copies all across the universe in different ways and different endings. And all right, we got more work to do. Thanks, Lou. Eric Davis. Lou says Eric Davis never lies. Never? Eric Davis says Lou Elizondo never worked for or helped with ATIP or OSAP either. This is happening. What's going on? Elizondo says he did both in his new book. Davis says Elizondo is embellishing his claims. All right. Lou never worked for the ATIP nickname OSAP actual name. He was also not a support role to the DIA program manager, Jim Lukatsky. Jay Stratton did provide support to Lukatsky while Lou provided some support to the UAPTF when Jay was its director. Wow. See, that makes sense to me. That's the truth, I think. So Eric Davis, is he lying? Is he embellishing? Eric Davis, Nick Meal says embellishing, whoever the hell Nick Meal is. Friggin' Nick Meal. Who's a shit? And in Eric's interview, he said that the Pentagon statement that Lou had nothing to do with either one. And says it was a horrible PR mistake. Wow. Holy shit. Eric also said his boss, Hal Putoff, reported to Lou Elizondo. It all makes perfect sense. In his interview, Green Street says Eric Davis refers to UAPTF as ATIP. There's just too many acronyms to remember them all. I just, you know, they're all liars. All of them. All of them. All right, I'm going to show you a UFO over Pevensey, East Sussex, on June 29th, believe it or not, 11 years ago in 2013. I'm going to call this out right now as balloons because that's what it is. But I have to show it to you because people think they're seeing aliens. And I can't tell you how bad it's just bad out there right now, guys. It's bad. Bad. Remember this? Remember these? I don't really know, but I don't know. But they look like balloons to me. That flash and have LEDs. Look at that. Very, very colorful. Now, I want to mention this. The sun, it's setting, right? I don't know how high these objects are. They don't look higher than 200 feet, really. If they're big, they could be 1,000 feet. We wouldn't know. However, it looks like they're getting the angle of the sun that is set or in the process of setting below the horizon. So maybe they're higher than they appear to be. And if they are higher than they appear to be and they're reflecting the light in this fashion, I don't know what to tell you. It's weird. Doesn't make sense. You're like, I mean, what are they doing? I don't understand this. So. I have no idea. Very strange. Doesn't say where it came. Oh yeah, from East Sussex. 2013 though. Too many days. Wow. Wow. I already showed that. Okay. All right. Wow. We've got a few minutes left. I have to play this, it says. I don't remember posting this. This is from Dan Warren. It says Chains of the Sea by Gardner Dozois. Dozois? What does this 1973 novella tell us about how we should approach and think about the UFO phenomenon? All right, let's take a look and see what. Sometimes he's got some really interesting stuff here. If you haven't heard of Dan Warren, you may want to check him out on X.
Humanity and an earthbound non-human intelligence collide in a 50-year-old novella called Chains of the Sea. And this book was recommended reading for the UFO community from Lou Elizondo, in an effort to open our minds to the possibility that there could be more than one possible explanation for the UAP phenomena besides the ET hypothesis. And the guy that recommended this book to Lou was UAP legislation aficionado Dean Johnson. Now, let's get into the book. I first have to introduce you to little Tommy Nolan, a young and rebellious rapscallion that has a penchant for being late and an overactive.
I'm going to pass. I tell you what I'll do. I'll put the link to this in the show description. The reason I have to pass, because I'm already frustrated with it. I don't know. We just don't have time. I'm just running out of time. I know I could have played it, but we've heard all this stuff. All right, here, we'll go right from here.
Explained, and might in fact be some type of phenomenon that is the result of something that we don't yet understand, and that could involve some type of activity that some might say constitutes a different form of life.
He said nothing different than what I've been saying. Nothing. I thought these people were smart.
And at one point, you would have been able to see these life forms as well, because all children are initially born with the ability to see this ecosystem. But somewhere along the line...
Come on, that's not true either. That's just a mother's tale. What do they call that? An old wives' tale.
All children lose the ability to see these entities.
Bullshit. Everybody, no. I know you come into the world, you're like a sponge because you don't know anything, and then go in and out of your soul, and it goes. Nobody can prove it, though. That's the whole thing. It's a nice theory. I understand. I used to believe it. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I don't know anymore. All I know is that you can't prove it, so we shouldn't say it.
Forms as well, because all children are initially born with the ability to see this ecosystem. But somewhere along the line, all children lose the ability to see these entities.
All children?
And we eventually forget what we saw. But not Tommy Nolan. And he's even formed relationships with some of the members of this unseen community. But just like people are afraid to talk about UFO sightings now.
Right. He sees dead people, right?
He refuses to bring this topic up with anyone else because of fear of ridicule. And he refers to the occupants of this shadow biome as the other people. There's short ones, fat ones, tall ones, skinny ones. Some that he can see better than others, and some that he can only see out of the corner of his eye. And they live all around us but could care less that we're here. But on one cold November day while Tommy was walking to school, he noticed that the other people were restless and on the move. Something was happening. That day, the aliens landed. 4 craft entered Earth's atmosphere as pinpoints and quickly tumbled from the sky but landed safely in the Delaware Valley, Ohio, Colorado, and in a cane field outside of Caracas, Venezuela. The craft were smooth, featureless, seamless ovoids. They had no windows or hatches, and absolutely silent. They emitted no heat, light, or radio signals. And what was even more unsettling is that they didn't register on radar. And they cycled from completely reflective to completely invisible.
All right. Okay. I didn't know it was going to be like that. All right. Cute. Well, maybe tomorrow we'll play the rest of that. That's what you'll have to do is come back because we're done for now. I can't go on. There's just something wrong. You know, our UFO heroes may differ. You know, I don't know who yours is. But if I was to pick somebody from today, I couldn't do it. I can't pick anybody from mainstream media. You know, what kind of ufologist are we talking about here? Like when you say, who's your favorite ufologist? Right? And when you go into the chat room and you pull it up and you see Greer, Corbell, Grush, Elizondo, which, by the way, at 84 votes, I'm going to end it. And there it goes. See you, Lunar Sparkles. Stephen Greer comes in as the winner at 51%, while the rest take up the remaining 49%. David Grush at 29%, coming in second. Elizondo third at 15%, and Corbell at 3%. Wow. I didn't think it would go that way at all. I thought you guys would pick Grush or Elizondo. Amazing. See, that's why you got to have the polls. You guys, you make the rules. If you want to help support GUFON, you can still support us with Super Chat, Super Sticker, PayPal, or Cash App, or even the becoming a member. We gave away 10 memberships yesterday through Jeanette. Jeanette bought 10 memberships and gave them out. Thanks, Jeanette, for that yesterday. Oh, we just got $20 in. It's got to be. It is. Thank you, brother. Thank you. David Wilcox, not Wilcox, with the nice $20 on PayPal. Thank you very much, sir. Your timing is impeccable as always. A continuing supporter you are, and a great contributor to all the shows in the chat room. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. You know I love you. Do I have to say it? You got to make me say it. Thanks. Appreciate it. Alfie Joe Bob? Really? Aw, thank you so much. We round up here. That's a $5 super dono. It's the best way. Wait. Didn't you? Oh, that was Dorothy earlier, I think. I thought you did one earlier too. Well, thank you very much, Alfie Joe Bob, with the $5 super dono. So, I thought I had that coming out, like when it shows them come through, it should show the whole, it doesn't, it cuts it off. I thought I fixed that. Thank you for that. Appreciate the support. Continuing supporter of GUFON. Long-time listener. Long-time contributor. I will be back tomorrow. Same bat channel. Now, I am starting a new schedule for me. GUFON. Check this out. This is a very important message for the members. Members shows are no longer going to be on Sunday because of football season. We're going to move them to Saturday. Capiche? And it'll probably be 3 in the afternoon or midnight. Well, the MMA, the UFC is on every Saturday. And I think that they usually start at 5 or 7. Why we can't go at 7. So anyway, the members show will be on Saturdays starting this week, I think. I think football starts this Sunday, or is it next Sunday? Well, whenever football starts, that's when we'll move it to Saturday. Probably after one more week, I think. I think after the holiday, right? What is it, Labor Day on the 3rd or something? All right. So that, and then I'm going to be doing Rich Saves America 2 times a week. Probably Tuesday and Saturday. Or Tuesday, Thursday. But it would be at 9 o'clock. GUFON at 7. And then Rich Saves America at 9. And that's where we're going. So Sundays are going to take off once football starts. Need to have a day off. Did some auditing today. Went out again. Did a couple. I've got 12 audits. Wait, 14? 12, 13 audits. And I'm going to be putting a video together for tomorrow's release. Tonight. So, nice video coming out. And the drone has captured the most beautiful footage we've ever captured. Ever. The last couple of days. And I cannot wait to make the channel for the drone. Yep, the drone's getting its own channel, folks. I was going to call it something, but I'm going to think about the name. And you'll see the new channel this weekend. And that's it. Just moving on up. Trying not to be shadow banned all channels. But I figured, look, if I'm going to be doing what I'm doing, I might as well go all out. Do it on YouTube. Do it everywhere. TikTok, because I'm going to be going on TikTok and all over those places. TikTok's the place to go. Going to start uploading to TikTok almost every day. It's so much fun. You have no idea. Do you have an idea? Oh, yep. All right. Have a good night. Thank you for hanging out tonight, everybody. And what do we do here? Truthology. Oh, we do Truthology for UFOlogy. We do it for you. It was a little fruity, wasn't it? All right. If you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out. Remember those days? All right. Have a nice night. Little nostalgia never hurt anybody. We'll see you on the hump day, which is tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody. Alien bless.
There's a weird thing. It's rotating.
What was in the skies over and why did it stop one of the most treasured sites in Christianity?
There's a new evidence that's making proof for anomaly universe. UFO, descending over the dome of the rock.